It all began with these honey locust pods, Cletitia dryacanthos. And after removing and retaining these seeds, I picked over them carefully to make sure no one had taken up residence in them. And then I carefully roasted them, constantly stirring so nothing burned. And then I stored them in an airtight jar until I was ready to use. But today I'm going to grind them to make a coffee-like beverage. Now that it's ground, I'm going to make this using my automatic drip coffee pot. While I'm using a full serving of beans, I'm only setting the coffee pot for 6 cups to try and get the strongest flavor possible. And once it was brewed, this is what it looked like. You can see it looks more like a strong tea than a coffee. But I wanted to taste it anyway, so I poured a cup. Then I decided to make one in my French press. And although it looked a little cloudy and the ground's a little mushy, I persisted. But once I poured, I was pleasantly surprised. The color was much richer, and it wasn't as cloudy as I expected. Here is a side-by-side comparison. And just to keep everything equal, I added a touch of monk fruit to each before I tasted. Number 1 from Mr. Coffee. I mean, it's not as strong as coffee. But I think because it does have some natural tannins in it, it's not bad. But it's still pretty weak. And considering as much as I put in for just 6 cups of water, I would expect it to be a lot stronger than it is. Cup number 2, the French press. Okay, I really didn't think using a French press was the way to go with this because the powder itself kind of reminded me of instant coffee, so I wasn't sure how this was going to happen. And when the powder hit the water, it did look more like a bean consistency, so I was a little worried if this was going to taste like leftover bean water. But the flavor does have those darker notes of coffee, so I would definitely do French press versus using a Mr. Coffee machine. You just get a much darker color and a much heavier flavor. So that's the way to go if you decide to roast the beans and make a coffee-like drink. And after I made my coffee-like beverage, I retained these beans. I treat my forage finds as the gifts from Mother Nature that they truly are. So saving these beans means I can use them in another dish, maybe a soup or stew. And you should always show gratitude for the gifts you've been given.